Alright, hello. We are back here in Prudential Center. And I'm hoping to potentially have this place indoors by the end of the night. Currently having to do some of the really fine details on some of this stuff. It's definitely not your conventional arena. It's a little quirky the way it is in the corner, especially due to Minecraft. These sections here are a pain in the butt. Doing those yesterday, I think they look okay. It's gonna have to do. At least over here, it's just gonna be the same thing on both sides. So I have that to do. Just gotta throw some basic stuff in these concession stands. I'm also gonna have to get to doing some sweets at some point. I need to check. I want to say there might be sweets here too. If there are, no matter what, I want to go and see. I'm gonna quickly get a measurement and go over to Staples Center. So 912. Okay, and 833. I don't feel like doing math. 912, so that's like 79. So, yeah, that's more than 79. The one bad thing about the suites that I did in here is most arenas I can't copy these suites into them. I mean, I can for this straight side, which I will do, but I can't for the curves. I'm gonna double check, but I can almost guarantee that this is not 79 blocks across. So it'll be 711. And that's a no. But I can at least use the kind of flat ends. That shouldn't be too tough. I just don't look forward to doing some of this stuff. I'm gonna quickly bring up Prudential Center though. So after I turned off the commentary, I found some really good maps that I was able to use last night, including a concourse map. Let's see, I'm gonna head back to Prudential for now. I'll do the suites later. So yeah, when I went to Prudential Center, now that the seats are actually here, I was right about here. And something I like that I won't be able to replicate in here, they have glass panes going up this. And like right here, there's a shattered one that, looks shattered as if like a puck hit it and just caused it all to crack. And I saw that and I turned to the usher and I went, oh my gosh, what happened here? And he said, oh, they installed some random ones like that, almost like to freak out some of the fans, which I find hilarious. I'm sure they mainly did it because it's a hockey arena and it looks like a shattered hockey board, but yeah, and they had like another one over there and a couple other places, so pretty cool. But so when I was here, I obviously was in this area. I bought a hot dog like over here, a hot dog and a drink. In fact, it was odd. There was no one. If I remember correctly, the souvenir cups, they weren't cheap, but they weren't super expensive. But still, I didn't want to leave my drink at my seat because I went to this game alone, because sometimes you can't find someone to go on a trip with you. You're not going to stay at home and just not go. You're going to go, I don't care, I'm going to go anyway. So yeah, I went by myself. And I actually do have a friend that goes on most trips with me now, but this one, he was not able to make it. So anyways, it was weird. I went to the bathroom, and as I'm going to the bathroom, I had to have like my drink like in like one arm as I'm going to the bathroom. And yeah, it's uncomfortable bringing your drink into a bathroom, but I didn't want someone to take my cup. Now, I'm sure no one would have, but I don't know. I'm just kind of a bit OCD. That's an understatement, but yeah. But anyway, so I saw plenty of this concourse. In fact, actually, come to think of it, I didn't pay a close attention to, because I found, so here's what it was. So I was in this concourse. Now, as I said, it's a big arena. Not quite as big as Staples Center, but it's big. And there's a lot of concourse to it. And I was pretty exhausted because, this game was at night. I'd been walking around all day in New York, so I did not feel up to walking around the arena that much. And besides, I got there just before like the opening, just a little before the whole opening. I don't know, I want to say warm-ups were going on, maybe just before warm-ups, but I didn't really have much time to walk around, so I didn't. So I never went to this side of the building, so I never noticed that. And I'm sure if you watched yesterday's stream, I originally built that over here, and then I noticed that no, this is open here and the concession stands are at the back. And the way the arena is shaped is it gets flat over here, just flat, pretty solid wall, and then down here you have the practice rink. I think it's the practice facility for the Devils. I'm not 100% sure if they have a separate one or not. But so that's why I had to change that. I did find one picture that got a shot of the restaurants. Now it appears the restaurants only like go maybe just barely over the center point or right at the center point, but I wanted to go ahead and just have it go all the way to there. Because as I said, I'm not going for a perfect replica here. I'm going for one that it looks like it, feels like it, and it just gets the job done. One that it feels authentic without being perfect, because I don't have the time to make all of these replicas perfect. Even the T-Mobile Arena one, that's my home arena, I'm not going to be able to get that perfect, even though that one's tough to get perfect. But so we have that. This corner is going to be interesting because it's different. It doesn't go as full as that, and then this comes over more. I think we'll be okay. But let me bring up real quick. So on the first level, it appears that the floor is mostly white, and I want to say I remember it being white on the second level, or on the upper level. So I'm going to check and make sure before I change the color. But where's the picture from yesterday? Because yeah, I found one picture from that concourse, and I was able to see the kind of brick sort of facade of the concessions. And yes, that is white, the floor. Now it has an occasional like red and black stripe. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to keep it solid white. only like 4 people are ever going to come in this arena anyways, so it really doesn't matter if the if the concourses are perfect, because for the most part they're probably going to enter over here and then they're going to go up 1 level and just go in. Even though I wish the leagues had enough attention that we could get like a full server or whatever in here, but then again, with my internet, I don't know if that would be able to handle it. Okay, so yes, I'm going to change that to white, and a good thing is it's not going to affect anything. Like, everything in the fill command that will change to white will be needed to change to white. Trying to find a picture real quick where I can get a good angle of the walkways up here. But yesterday was a pretty slow moving stream because it was a lot of details. I was having to look at a lot of pictures, but once I get this finished off, like this side here is the one that just has this, it appears. Oh wait, no. Yeah, it just says pretty much this. I don't think there's anything up here, even though I'm going to try to find more angles. But it looks like on this side, it looks like it doesn't have an overhang like that. It looks like once you get above that black wall, then it goes just straight up into white, and you have press boxes. Once I get those things done and those basic things, I can start to build the outer walls and then start finishing all the concourses within it. Now, in real life, obviously this isn't a perfect rectangle, but it's kind of like a rectangle with like little pieces taken out of it in a way. But in real life, this arena would slightly be rotated, so it's not, perpendicular to the sides. It's just slightly rotated, but it's Minecraft. You can't do that. Just like T-Mobile Arena in real life, it doesn't face like east to west or anything. It's, if this is north to south, the arena is slightly rotated like this, kind of. But when I put it in, it's gonna have to be like this. So I think we're going to go ahead and have this walkway be white. I think that'll be fine. So in that case, gotta remember, I think this way's northwest. And just in case you didn't know how to do fill and replace commands, even though I did quite a bit of that in the last stream, Y coordinate is 1 lower than what I'm standing on, like the Y coordinate for the ground. So 822, 39, 11, 06. Of course, make sure you have the negatives in the right spot, because it is not fun if you don't, especially if you're close enough to an axis. There's been times where I've screwed some stuff up by either putting a negative in where there isn't supposed to be one, or the opposite, not putting it in. So 965. Alright, 933, 965. So it is going to be concrete 0, which is white, and we're replacing concrete 8, which is light gray, and it's going to do that. So now all of this is white, so that's starting to look more realistic. And that's also going to be nice here because, yeah, looks better than having white and gray right next to each other. Now, so what I'm eventually going to have to do, and luckily I allowed the space for it, is I'm going to have to put the corridors in, and this is just like in real life. We have it set up like this, so the corridors will be like this, and then we're going to have stairs that lead up to that. So let's see, what is that? I might have to change something here. No, we're fine. Actually, I need to see another picture of this. No, we are not. Okay, so I'm actually going to basically have to switch the way these are. So basically doing that. Okay. Just can't get these confused. So I don't screw this up. We'll do that. Okay. And then I'll probably just move these to there. I think that should be okay. And then I think we'll move these to here. You can no, it's not what we're gonna do. I don't like that white appearing. It does do that over there. It's not as big of a deal, even though actually that is basically kind of the same thing, but I prefer to avoid that, so we're gonna do that. I think that'll look fine. There we go. So that's the way it's supposed to be. And then we'll have the corridors, and also I want to have like the concourse and everything over here and the suites set up, and then I'll use the structure block to save this and flip it over there, so that'll save some time. Now, there's not supposed to be any seats taken out here, so I'm going to do something I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of seeing the underpart of a seat in a build, but I'm going to do that because that's what it looks like, so, and that's the only way we can accomplish that. Okay, I'm gonna get a different perspective. There we go. So, we'll do a nice slope that will look nice. Like that. That's about the same. I hope Minecraft soon can come out with concrete slabs and concrete walls. They need to add basically half blocks, so it's like a wall, but it's not in the middle of the block. And they also need to make it where, unlike slabs, even though they need to do this with slabs too, but you can have two different types together, even though I guess the coding whatever for having two different color blocks on the same thing, I guess that would be a tough thing to do. But considering it's the best-selling game of all time, I don't see why they have so many issues doing this stuff. Okay. Oops. And we will not be putting any handlebars, whatever, up here, because we obviously don't have the room, and we really don't need it. As I said, there's only going to be like 4 people in here, and only like 2 of them, including myself, are ever going to come up here. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to fall. What, are they going to fall like this? Oh no. I'll make them sign waivers to enter the arena. And then we have that. As for the corridor here, we'll just put it like that. think that looks nice. Now, yesterday I said I was listening to Dan Fogelberg, and yes, I did. I listened to 4 albums. I said that he was going to be in Palm Center with Bryan Adams, but his concert is growing, like the set list, so much that he's probably going to have his own concert, or at least just have to be moved to one where he can headline it. Let's see, I say that looks pretty good. I wish I took more pictures of this place when I went, but when I went I didn't know I was going to be building it. Okay, we'll get back to that. Now the weird part. And I can't find a good angle on this, because here's a bad thing about when you have a tall arena like this and you want to build pictures. Most of the pictures are done from like maybe here, kind of this height. And it's dim up there, and that's not the focus, they're focused here. So you find the pictures, you can't clearly tell what's going on up there. I think I might have gotten some pictures though that can help me out. Let's see, this was December 2019, kind of early. Which game is this? That's Flyers. I don't know if I'm gonna build Wells Fargo Arena. Maybe eventually. The seating section itself is very generic, so that helps. No, this is Honda Center I'm looking at, even though Wells Fargo is very similar. I do eventually want to build both of those. Just don't know when it's gonna happen. Okay, Prudential Center. Surely I'm getting close. Yes, I am. MetLife. Very quick, while I'm on the way there, I'm gonna look at Wells Fargo. Yeah, it's pretty basic. It's very similar to Honda Center in the bowl. It's basically just, circular, and then one level of suites, and then circular balcony. And nothing wrong with that, it makes it easier to replicate. The thing is the concourses in the exterior. Even though I might eventually just start making some replicas where maybe I only care about the inner bowl, and then just basically put it in a box. Because, in that case, since these are being used for the leagues, if I just put this in a box right now, just finish the stuff you'd see from here and put it in a box, you wouldn't know the difference. But I just want to make it look like it, because this is a full city, so I care about how it looks on the outside. And I think Prudential Center has a pretty cool appearance. So I did get some pictures. Oh, that's what they did. Damn. That's right. So what I have to do in these corners over here, where the ceilings are different levels, is it's gonna turn into like a wall, and I have to do another one of these, which it's not gonna be as hard to do, I don't think, because it's supposed to cut back anyways. So I think I'll be able to just do a simple cut across. Still not a big fan of having to do that, but but I do have a good angle on the press box, because I take some pictures of the bowl just in case I ever build a replica. But if I knew I was going to build a replica, I would have gone around the concourse some more, even though I was pretty exhausted. It was like in the upper 20s when I went, so I wore like 6 layers. But then as soon as you get inside, you're just burning up. You have to take off 3 of those layers, and then anywhere you go, you have to carry all that stuff, and of course my drink, and yeah, no. I had like 3 or 4 chargers, portable chargers on me. And yes, so from my perspective, so you have the press boxes up here, and then over here it is just a simple overhang. I originally was going to have it go 3 and 3, then I changed it to 2 and 2, but I'm going to have to change it back to 3 and 3. Okay. I think, yeah, okay. And so, after I get this place finished, of course, there's Staples Center that I will return to working on right over there. I did start the basic beginning construction of BB&T Center. But that's for a team that's no longer going to be in the league, so there's no rush for me to complete that place. So I won't go to that anytime soon. But so it'll be Staples Center. In the meantime, I'll probably also be finishing the Orleans Arena. I also need to finish T-Mobile Arena, and I need to finish the Mandalay Bay Event Center, which is that way a bit, and the bowl for that is almost the same as Nassau Coliseum. So while I'm at it, after I finish that, I'll take the bowl from that, make Nassau, so if someone wants to be the New York Islanders, they can. A friend of mine built Madison Square Garden, so we already have that. It's going to be moved over to the New York area once that area is developed. That's kind of lower Manhattan. Chelsea is the name of the area, the neighborhood, the borough, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, what else do we have on tap? Trying to remember. Of course, I have Palm Center and Palm Prism to finish up some concourse work on, and the suites. But we're pretty close on those. Those are over there. I think at the moment that's the only arena replicas that are for sure being built and have already started construction, except Nassau, but that's a pretty simple copy and paste and then just build the exterior. Won't even need to do much with the concourse, because Nassau has a very basic concourse, and just like the Mandalay Bay, it's only one tier of the concourse, so that's something that you'll get to a point where there's a corridor. You can either walk down to your seats, or there's just a little stair thing right here to go up to the balcony, or the upper level, whatever you want to call it. It's not really balcony because it's just a wall and then it goes up. It's basically like Nassau is like the lower level of Staples Center, just a little bit bigger, and then there's nothing above that except just like press boxes. I can't even remember if there are any suites. I don't think there are. Actually, well, I have a picture. That was the night before Prudential Center. Went and saw my Knights lose. They've lost every time I've seen them on the road, which is 4 times. Except in the preseason, but that doesn't count. Definitely had a nice old school hockey feel, Nassau. Especially with another old school hockey arena. I'm having a brain fart. Joe Louis, right? Was that the name? I want to say it's called like Joe Louis Arena. Yeah. The Red Wings Arena. Same thing. Nothing fancy. Just one tier with another tier right above that. But they eventually wanted to get themselves a bigger arena like this, and unfortunately they demolished Joe Louis. The Joe was its nickname. But anyways, so back to Prudential Center. Did I finish this up here? I'm so ADD. Okay. We gotta do 2 more rows of this. Sounds like I'm talking about cocaine. I mean, this is white. Speaking of Coke, I have Dr. Pepper with me. When I say I'm going to crack open a cold one for the boys, it means that I'm going to open a Dr. Pepper. Not sponsored. Why the hell would they sponsor a channel which has like 20 subs? So I think that will do. It would be cool to eventually also build the Flyers arena, but at least we're gonna have an arena for all 3 of the teams within the New York City area. Oops. And I might eventually build Barclays Center too. So then in that case, the Islanders can have both of the arenas that they were switching off between. And the terrible sight lines. Even though that would be built for basketball, which our basketball courts are only like 15 blocks wide. Maybe a little wider than that, but not much, so yeah, that'd be a bit of a squeeze. We'd have to bring back some of the rows down here. If you don't know about Barclays Center, it's a basketball arena, which, you know, people might not notice that there's a difference between an arena like this, just an event center arena, and a basketball arena. Basketball arenas are designed to be really intimate to the court, which of course the court is much smaller than a hockey rink. NBA court is, I want to say, like 100 feet, 110 feet, maybe 120. I want to say it's 120, but I feel like that's too high. Now I'm curious. NBA regulation court size. Oh yeah, it's only 94 feet. I was thinking 120 seemed too big. So 94 feet. So a hockey rink is like, I want to say that'd be 120, but I think it's longer. I think it's like 140. NHL rink size. Oh, that's right. That is 200 feet long. Because that's to fit snug, considering AFL can fit in there. And that's a 50-yard field with like 5-yard end zones. So 60 yards, 180. So yeah. So anyway, so it's half the size of a hockey rink. So imagine, you know, the basketball court takes up, say, about this much space. Then yes, you have some seats, you know, whatever, behind some room, but the sidelines, whatever, are a lot closer. Even though they're still able to squeeze in a hockey rink, but it's a smaller floor size. It's a lot tighter. And that, of course, includes the balconies. So, because of that, in Barclays Center, the seats would go to like here. So they had to push in the seats to fit this. So most of the lower level seats, actually I think all of them, on one side were fully pushed in. Now the balcony it's not that much back on those. So imagine that the edge of the balcony was pretty much like right near here. So when you have a balcony, the cutoff went like this far, and they sold seats there to where pretty much just a little after the blue line you couldn't see what was going on. So terrible place for hockey, but kind of funny and quirky. And then they would have a car beyond the glass, and then the visiting team's goalie, because of it being a shorter floor, they couldn't fit a long enough bench for the opposing team's goalie, because of course with all that gear on, you're taking up a bunch of space. So the opposing goalie would sit behind the goal on that end. So when the Knights played there against the Islanders and they would score on this goal, it was funny seeing our backup goalie, who was Malcolm Subban at the time, celebrating. Just hilarious arena. I saw the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction there, and so imagine it's already kind of close to the court, kind of steep. Then you have a bunch of suites, like 3 levels of suites. Then you're up here. The sight lines were terrible. It wasn't steep enough up here, and you felt like you were just a mile away, even though we were on the side. I don't know why I said we. I went to that by myself too. Staples Center is another one that when you're in the balcony, you are high up. And if you're not in the first row, your view sucks. And luckily, replicated it pretty well. In fact, actually, I want to say the sightlines are a little bit worse, even with an empty crowd, than I made them. But you can imagine that with people sitting in front of you, it's going to cut off a lot. But the one game I saw in the balcony of here, I was sitting like first row, like here, and just like here, you feel like you are far away. So yeah. But anyways, back to work. But yeah, I might build Barclays Center eventually. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out while I'm thinking about it. The reason we have the Knights helmet here is because I copied from T-Mobile Arena, so that included some of the stuff that was under here. And a friend of mine made this Knights helmet replica, which will be used in my Knights games in T-Mobile Arena. I will be the Knights in the Hockey League, considering I'm from Vegas, so obviously that's my team. This is pretty cool too. This is, he made a seating chart of T-Mobile Arena when it was still under construction. Well, I mean, it's still under construction, but when it still had a lot more to go. I've done a lot since then. I'm taking it out here though, but it's still in the other build. Okay, almost done. I could just do a fill command, but I don't think it would be much faster than just going ahead and doing it like this. As for the concert that will happen in here, it's not 100% decided. It's either going to be Bon Jovi, who of course is from New Jersey, or it's going to be a concert that has nothing to do with New Jersey really, and that is the Bee Gees, Barry Manilow, Boss Skaggs, and Jimmy Buffett. Pretty sure none of them are from New Jersey. Even though I'll still need to double check. I'm not 100% sure about Barry Manilow and Boss Skaggs. I think Boss Skaggs is from like Tennessee or something, or Georgia. As for Barry Manilow, I want to say I know he's lived in New York. Now I'm curious. Yes, he's from Brooklyn, New York. So close enough. And Boss Skaggs. I know for a fact Jimmy Buffett is not from there. He's from like California. Boss Skaggs is from Canton, Ohio. Okay, let's see. Jimmy Buffet. No, not Jimmy Butler. Even though he's awesome. Mississippi. Yeah. Good thing I got these angles in the pictures I took right before leaving Prudential Center, because I can't find these angles lit up enough to tell what to do. I can't find those online. Now, something I'm not a big fan of when it comes to building this replica is above this we're going to have like a very light gray curtain that goes up and blocks this space. But I don't know if I want to build that or if I just want to make it out of concrete. No, I might build it out of wool. Even though it's light gray, I won't use light gray. I don't think that would look that good. Because it's so light, it's almost white. That'd be a good rapper name. So, now this wall would technically start like here, but you're supposed to be able to walk under it. I mean, it's supposed to be, oh no. I mean, you are supposed to be able to walk under it. I was going to say it's supposed to be even with this, but it's not. So I'm going to start it at this height. Please tell me I got a picture of how it is behind where I was sitting. Got a picture of the ceiling, which can help a little bit, even though I'm not going for perfect replicas of the ceiling. I can also see in these pictures that the suites are going around the entire thing, the entire arena. So I'll have to find another angle, because I unfortunately did not, when I left, I was over there. When I left, I saw that broken glass pane and just took a picture of that and walked out. Stupid me didn't think to take a picture like this to get all this. I don't know, maybe part of it was because there was an usher just like chilling here, and I don't like making it seem like I'm taking pictures of people. Makes them uncomfortable. So I'm sure I'll find an angle on that. So these concession stands, if I remember correctly, they will be like this over here, because this concourse is going to have windows on this side. Well, that reminds me, I think it was somewhere around here. There's like on this concourse, there's a nice place like right after getting up the stairs with glass windows, a nice view of the city. Nice place to just kind of hang out for a little bit. Even though I didn't have too much time to hang out, I just made like a phone call and then went to my seat. Oh yeah, the urinals. Looks weird from here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to listening to some Dan Fogelberg. Hell yeah. Some people in my house were jamming to some Weird Al Yankovic earlier. It's pretty cool. But I'm going to be listening to Dan Fogelberg. Oh, that reminds me. It was Star Wars night when I was in here. And they had Darth Vader sitting on the Zamboni. So just hilarious seeing the Zamboni just very slowly go over the ice as Darth Vader's sitting there. And he's like doing things with his hands, like looking at the people like, I'm gonna crush you once I get off of this. I just found that funny. Oh, by the way, the Devils, out of every team I've seen do Star Wars night, and that's a lot because it seems like every night is Star Wars night, the Devils by far did it the best. They even had their introductions on the world's biggest arena, Jumbotron. They had their player introductions. They made new ones just for Star Wars night. So they're wearing the hood, I think it's the Jedi hood, whatever. I don't know much about Star Wars, but they're wearing that. And they had a red lightsaber, of course, because they're the Devils. And they would look up and the lightsaber would like light up their face. I just found that cool. And they even had Impractical Jokers in their intro. It's like, come on. That's pretty cool. So if you're ever in the area on Star Wars night, go see it. They even gave me and all the fans a Jedi Jack Hughes bobblehead, which is awesome. And it's sitting just about 4 feet from me. So hell yeah. Okay, so I'm going to listen to some Dan Fogelberg. I believe that's the 4th time I've said his name this stream. And I will leave you with the ambience of Minecraft, or whatever you want to listen to, as long as it's good. Okay. Enjoy the stream. It's going to be a lot of high energy.